Good evening, everyone. This is Group 6, and we'll be going to discuss about easements, particularly intermediate distances and works for certain constructions and plantings. Yay! So, let's begin. Also known as easement of distances, Article 677 to 681 of the Civil Code generally provides for the distance requirements and rules concerning three main subjects, namely fortresses and fortified places, works for certain structures, and plantings. First, let's tackle fortresses. Now, what is a fortress? A fortress is a military structure for the defense of the state against lawless elements. Fort Santiago in Intramuros, Fort San Pedro in Cebu, and Fort Pilar in Zamboanga are some examples of the many fortresses in the Philippines that were once used as military strongholds. At present, these forts have become tourist attractions to Filipinos and foreigners alike, who wish to be in touch with the country's rich history of patriotism during the past era of war and invasion. Indeed, these forts are remnants of a period when the Philippines was beset by hostilities. And more importantly, that was the situation in which the lawmakers might have continuously found the country in at that time, prompting them to carry over Article 589 of the old Civil Code into the new Civil Code, but this time as Article 677. So, for reasons of public security and safety, Article 677 establishes an easement in favor of the state. It thus prohibits, as a rule, the construction of buildings or the planting of trees near these fortresses. The law finds it necessary to afford the guards in these forts a panoramic and clear vision of their surroundings. The construction or planting may be allowed only if it complies with the pertinent special laws, ordinances, and regulations. Now, the next important subject is easement on works for certain constructions. You might have heard or already know about the struggles of causing the construction of a building or structure. It is no simple feat, as the person wanting to build a structure must, normally with the help of a professional, take into account all the aspects of construction for purposes of complying with the prevailing laws, that is, from the location, design, quality of materials, to the actual construction, use, occupancy, and maintenance thereof. The same is true with the construction of aqueducts, wells, sewers, furnaces, chimneys, depositories of corrosive substances, machineries, or dangerous or harmful factories. In fact, Article 678 states that certain rules must be followed before the building of said structures may be permitted. Firstly, the person who wants to build such structure must observe the distances prescribed by the regulations and customs of the place. Secondly, he should not only make the necessary protective works, but must also do so in the manner required by the regulations. The regulations herein referred to are generally contained in the National Building Code of the Philippines and its implementing rules and regulations. Specifically, Section 301 of the said law makes it imperative for a person to first obtain a building permit in order for him to proceed with his desired construction, alteration, or demolition of any building or structure or any portion thereof. Moreover, to secure such permit, other documents must accompany the application therefore, such as ancillary and accessory permits, location clearance, and environmental compliance certificate. Thus, once a person is issued a building permit, the requirements of the law is deemed fulfilled, such permit being a proof that the concerned authority has satisfied itself of the proper compliance by the applicant with all the rules and regulations. It means that the necessary safeguards are properly observed, and the approved construction will not ordinarily imperil the life, health, and property of the people around, and is consistent with the principles of sound environmental management and control. Hence, Article 678 is in the nature of a personal servitude, one that is imposed for the benefit of the community, and not just in favor of a particular tenement. This fact becomes clearer when taken together with the rule that adjoining proprietors cannot stipulate with the builder that they are renouncing any objection to the illegal constructions. Verily, Article 678 establishes an easement for the benefit of the general public. Therefore, illegal structures can be ordered to be demolished, and the one who caused their establishment could be made liable for damages. Now, let's move on to the last main subject, easement on plantings. While Filipinos are known for usually being pleasant neighbors, it is not uncommon for them to harbor ill will against each other when inconvenienced. What is then the reason that could cause such friendly relation? Well, according to the writer of this script, unattended and poorly distant plantings. I see. To make sure that that doesn't happen, the law already gives us the answer. Article 679 prohibits the planting of trees near a tenement or a piece of land belonging to another person, unless the following distance requirement is observed. The distance fixed by the local ordinances or customs of the place, if any, or, in the default thereof, at a distance of at least 2 meters from the dividing line of the estate in case of tall trees, and at a distance of at least 50 centimeters in case of shrubs or small trees. If the distance requirement is not observed, the owner of the adjacent land has the right to demand for the uprooting of the trees that were planted in violation of the rule. This remedy is also available to the adjacent landowner, even with respect to trees that have grown spontaneously at distances shorter than that fixed by the rules. If the branches of any tree should extend over a neighboring estate or tenement, the owner of the latter has no right to take the matter into his own hands by cutting the branches extending on his property. Instead, he may demand that the protruding branches be cut off by its owner. If his demand is unheeded, he has to go to court to seek authority for the cutting of the protruding branches. The rule is different when it is the roots of a neighboring tree which penetrates into the land of another. The affected landowner himself may cut off the roots found within his property. For with respect to said roots, the same belong to the owner of the land where it is found, by reason of incorporation. This right of the adjacent landowner does not prescribe, unless he has been, by a formal act, prohibited by the owner of the tree from cutting off the roots of the tree, in which case the 10-year prescriptive period for the establishment of a negative easement will commence to run. Lastly, as regards to fruits, the rule is that those fruits naturally falling upon adjacent land belong to the owner of the said land. Jackpot. This is to discourage the act of allowing branches to protrude over another's land. The rule, however, does not apply when the fruits naturally fall on a public property, in which case, the owner of the tree retains ownership. So, are you guys still okay? Having a headache? Well, I believe that I should end the video here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you people learned something from this. See you again on the next video, should there be one. Ta-ta!